Friends, in this video we will see questions from power plant engineering, out of which the questions from nuclear power plants are normally asked. So we will discuss some questions on nuclear power plants. Reactors for propulsion applications use which type of fuel? Nuclear fuel. It is molten lead. Molten lead. Reactors designed for propulsion applications are designed for, once again, which fuel? It is enriched uranium. There are two types, friends, in the uranium: natural uranium and enriched. So enriched uranium is used. Uranium, thorium and plutonium, these are very important nuclear fuels used in different applications in the nuclear power plants. Reactors for propulsion applications are designed for enriched uranium. Once again it is given, so just let us mark it. The size of the reactor is said to be critical. This is a good question, friends. Critical size of the reactor. What is this? When it is said to be critical? It is said to be critical when, let us see the answer. It is said to be critical when chain reaction is initiated. Chain reaction is initiated. So each chain reaction with uranium, okay, so 3 neutrons are produced. They in turn produce some more atoms. That means fission reaction, nuclear fission and nuclear fission. Okay, so so this reaction will continue. Uranium with some bombardment with particles. So neutrons are released, and these neutrons again react with the or bombard on the uranium, and like that nuclear fission reaction is maintained. So here chain reaction is initiated. So then we can say that it's critical. Alright, next question. Right. Right. Which of the following statement is correct regarding the features of breeder reactor? So once again, a good question. Breeder reactors. So all of the above. They produce more fuel than it consumes. They require highly enriched fuel. They require liquid sodium metal as moderator. Moderators are used in reducing the speed of the neutrons. Hard water is generally used sometimes as the moderator. In fast breeder reactors, so what's the correct answer? Moderators is dispensed with, so it is not used. Moderators are not used in fast breeder reactors. Pick up the wrong statement for the fast breeder reactors. The water is used as a coolant. This is not used. Others are correct. Operate at extremely high power densities, are liquid metal cooled, produce more fuel than they consume. Fast breeder reactor, you have to concentrate on fuel being produced more than what is consumed. They are called fast breeder nuclear reactors. In a thermal power plant, coal from the coal handling plant is moved to the boiler bunker through mode of transport is asking. Belt conveyor. Belt conveyor. A fission chain reaction in uranium can be developed by both two things. That is, by increasing the contents of U-235, uranium-235, by slowing down fast neutrons so that U-235 fission continues by slow neutrons. The efficiency of a nuclear power plant in comparison to conventional and nuclear consideration is lower temperature and pressure conditions. So the question is a bit ambiguous, so let us forget about that. The most practical fuel for a thermonuclear reactor, both from economical and nuclear consideration, is this is a good question, friends. It is deuterium. Deuterium. Your hard water is made of deuterium. D2O. We know that normal water is H2O and heavy water is D2O. It is made of deuterium atoms. In nuclear fission, each neutron that causes fission releases more than one neutron. More than one neutron. The commonly used material for shielding, this is a good question, friends. Lead or concrete. Lead or concrete. So actually, nuclear power plants and nuclear reactors are very dangerous if their nuclear fuel is leaked. If there is any leakage in the nuclear power plants, it is going to cause loss of human, lot of damage. Okay. So, from the point of view of safety of the human beings living in and around nuclear power plants, so leakage should be arrested. So this is called shielding. So most commonly used for shielding is lead or concrete. The material most commonly used for shielding is it's concrete. It's concrete. Which of the following is the heaviest? Atom is the heaviest because atom consists of neutron, proton and electrons, right? It's combination of three. Which of the following particles is the lightest? It is electron is the lightest. We all know that. Its mass is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 31 kg. A moderator in nuclear power plants is a medium introduced into the fuel mass in order to, what it will do, moderator? Slow down the speed of the fast moving neutrons. This is the purpose of a moderator. A reflector in nuclear power plants dash neutron leakage decreases. They are basically meant for decreasing the neutron leakage. Very dangerous if the neutrons are leakaged into the atmosphere. The unit of radioactivity, what is this? It is Curie. We all know that, Curie. The name of the scientist, lady scientist, who has discovered the radioactivity phenomenon, Curie, Madam Curie. 1 gram of uranium will produce energy equivalent to approximately, this is once again a good question, friends, 4.5 tons of high grade coal. Imagine tons, that means 4,500 kg of coal. How much energy it is produced by this particular mass of coal? 1 gram of uranium is going to produce. Imagine. The coolant in boiling water reactor is, it is mixture of water and steam. Mixture of water and steam. A moderator, what it will do? It will does not absorb neutrons. Moderator does not absorb neutrons. It is only used for slowing down the reducing the speed of the neutrons, slowing down the neutrons. Pressurized water reactor is designed to prevent the water coolant from boiling in the core. The efficiency of a nuclear power plant in comparison to a conventional thermal power plant is, it's less. It cannot be same or more. You have to be very careful with less, the bits involving less, more, constant, none of them, maybe more or less, like that, okay? So unless you know thoroughly perfectly, it is difficult to mark the answer. Effective moderators are those materials which contain light weight atoms. So the less the weight, the more effective the moderator. Isotopes of same elements have same chemical properties but different atomic numbers. Same atomic number and different masses. But here it is given something different, friends. So you may even opt first option also. Boiling water reactor uses the following as moderator, coolant and working fluid. Ordinary fluid, boiling water reactor. No heavy water is used, molten lead, hydrogen gas, etc. Gas cooled reactor uses the following material as moderator and coolant. It is graphite and carbon dioxide. Graphite and carbon dioxide. Graphite is simply carbon and also carbon dioxide. Amongst the following, the fissionable materials are. This is a good question, friends. U-232 and Pu-229. Uranium-233 and plutonium-229. See the combination. They are confusing. Remember the atomic weight, atomic mass. The control rods in the control system of nuclear reactors are used for which purpose? Absorb excess neutrons. Absorb excess neutrons. Some neutrons may be extra. So to absorb these extra neutrons, normally control rods are used in the control system of nuclear reactors. If these are very high, your nuclear fission reaction will be uncontrolled and it will be very, very dangerous. A nuclear fission reaction must be controlled by any means. Each fission of U-235 produces on the average dash fast neutrons as a product of reaction. 2.46 approximately, you can take this number as 3 neutrons. Enriched uranium is required as a fuel in a nuclear reactor if light water is used as moderator and coolant, because light water has which property? It is low moderating efficiency. Low moderating efficiency. In triggering fission, which types of neutrons are more effective? Slow type of neutrons are more effective. Because why? Because they are going to have more time for the reaction, for taking participation in the reaction. The less the speed, the more the time for interacting with the fuel. A nuclear reactor is said to be critical when the neutron population in the reactor core is constant. It's a good question, friends. Others are too much confusing. Rapidly increasing leading to the point of explosion, decreasing from specified value, reduced to 0, etc. Pick up the wrong statement. So let us see the wrong statement. Fast reactor uses moderator. No. Fast breeder reactors do not use a moderator, but others are correct as far as the statements are correct concerned. In a heterogeneous or solid fuel reactor, the fuel is mixed in a regular pattern with moderator. Slower thermal neutrons have energy of the order of 0.025 electron volts. Electron volt is the unit of energy. It is also the unit of power. Fast neutrons have energies above 100 electron volts. The fuel you needed with reactor with reflector in nuclear power plant in order to generate sufficient neutrons to sustain a chain reaction would be, it is less. What is this? It is the fuel needed with the reflectors for generating the neutrons. A power plant giving least running cost of production of electrical power is nuclear power plant. It's a good question, friends. There is always a comparison between steam power plant, gas turbine power plant, hydroelectric power plant and nuclear power plant. So running cost for nuclear energy production, nuclear power production is less compared to other type of power plants like thermal power plants. They are also known as steam power plants, gas turbine power plants and hydroelectric power plants. Okay, but hydroelectric power plants, they have initial cost, very high initial cost in the installation for hydroelectric power plant, and they produce clean energy. But whereas thermal and nuclear power plants, thermal power plants produce polluted form of, a lot of pollution will be created by these power plants, and nuclear power plants are, if not controlled, they are very dangerous to the human life and flora and fauna. A fast breeder reactor uses, which is the fuel, 90% U-235. It's a good question, friends. Remember, fast breeder reactor uses double circuit system of coolant cycle. Double circuit. No boiler. Boilers are used only in thermal power plants. Direct cycle of coolant system, double circuit system of coolant cycle, multi-pulse system. It's only double circuit system of coolant cycle that is being used in fast breeder reactors. In order to have constant chain reaction to produce a constant rate of heat input, the value of ratio of the number of neutrons in one generation to the number of neutrons in the immediate preceding generation must be, it's a good question, friends, equal to 1. Equal to 1. Normally we tend to take the option more than 1, no, or less than 1, or equal to 0. All are confusing, but it should be equal to 1. They should be equal. That means previous and present generation. Which of the following nuclear reactor does not need a heat exchanger for generation of steam? Once again a good question, friends. Boiling water reactor. Boiling water reactor. Whereas other type of reactors, they use reactors. Gas cooled, liquid metal cooled, pressurized water reactors, nuclear type of reactors, they use a heat exchanger, but boiling water reactor does not use any heat exchanger. Which of the following is more appropriate for a moderator? One watch. Does not absorb neutrons. A moderator is not supposed to absorb the neutrons, but it is supposed to reduce the velocity or speed of the neutrons. Which of the following are fertile materials, ferrite materials? Fertile, I think, let us see. U-238 and Pu-239. Uranium-238 and plutonium-239. A moderator, apart from its high neutron slowing power and low non-productive neutrons, should be, all of these should be stable under nuclear radiation, corrosion resistant, good thermal conductor. All of them must be satisfied. For economical operation of a nuclear power plant, used fuel should be reprocessed. Yes, otherwise it is going to involve fresh fuel use and hence the cost will increase. But for economical operation, used fuel should be reprocessed and once again used again and again. The mass number of substance represents the sum of total number of what? Protons and neutrons in the nucleus. There is no question of electrons involved in the mass number. Okay, protons and neutrons, they are in the nucleus. Electrons will be revolving in the orbits. So atomic mass is the sum of the protons and neutrons within the nucleus of atom of an element. A boiling water reactor uses which type of fuel? Enriched uranium. Enriched uranium. Definitely, friends, from this video you will benefit at least minimum by 1 or 2 marks. So 1 or 2 marks from each topic is going to make your 80 marks for your examination. For your AETS Genco to be conducted on 31st March this month. A fast breeder reactor uses following type of fuel: U-235. U-235. They are not going to use any. We have seen that. What is a fast breeder reactor? Superheated steam is generated in the following reactor. Once again, a good question, friends. Gas cooled reactors, superheated steam is generated. What is superheated steam? It is a steam whose temperature is more than the temperature at the saturation pressure. For example, normal steam will be having atmospheric pressure which is 1.01325 bar at 100 degrees centigrade. If it is at this pressure, at 1.01325 bar, if it is heated to 105 degrees centigrade, so it is its temperature is more than 100 degrees, which is the saturation temperature, by 5 degrees. So this difference of 105 and 100 degrees centigrade, that is 5 degrees, is called degree of superheat. The risk of radioactive hazard is greatest in the turbine with following reactor. This is a good question, friends. Once again, it is a boiling water reactor, which is the radioactive hazard is greatest. Okay. So in this video we have seen very good questions from nuclear power plant engineering, for your, which is part of your nuclear power generation syllabus. So a lot of syllabus from various types of generation, thermal power generation, hydro power generation. So they all come under gas power generation, they all come under your power plant engineering, but definitely you can expect 1 or 2 marks from this particular video. Okay, in the next video we are going to meet some more questions from your power plant engineering, and also a lot of many other topics which are useful from your examination point of view. TSAE Genco to be conducted on the last day of this month. See you all in the next video.